Yo, yo, Wagwan, this your boy, bro. I knew it. Long time, my co-host TZB. What's good? Yo, you already know what it is. We up in here, man. Another episode of the Sports Time Zone, the only sports podcast that's gonna bring you two different generation perspective on sports. This is Women's History Month. Salute to all the ladies out there, all the female athletes, all of the female sports fans across America. Shout out to all y'all. This month is all about the women and their impact on sports. So, of course, here at the Sports Time Zone, we definitely want to show our love and respect to the ladies. Before we get started, of course, like we always do, special shout out and salute to all the independent business owners out there. GoodLifeClothing.com, black-owned business trying to get their clothing line off. Y'all see the website down there, real good quality merch. KE Creations, putting together all the sports logos that you see behind me, all of the graphic designs. Y'all want to put them on any kind of socks, shirts, drawers, all that. They take care of that. And also salute to Gene Hennigan, putting together the logo that you see in the upper right-hand corner. You're looking for digital art, digital graphics that y'all want to put on y'all computer, and holler at my man Gene Hennigan. Y'all see all that down there. Man, oh man, but do we have a real good show for y'all today? We're going to talk a little bit about the LSU South Carolina game for the women. That was crazy. We're going to talk about some NFL moves that went down. So quite a few NFL moves. And then, of course, we're going to break down some of these NBA games and give our predictions for the games coming up tonight. But yeah, Women's History Month. Women's History Month. All the women out there, like my man TZD said. Shout out to y'all. But let's get this thing started, TZ. Let's start this off with a women's basketball game that I had the opportunity to see over the weekend. South Carolina versus the LSU women. Really entertaining game up until the closing minutes, where South Carolina started to pull away. South Carolina has now completed 2 consecutive seasons of undefeated basketball, undefeated regular seasons for 2 years in a row. That's a feat. That's hard to do. That's real hard to do. But the story of that game wasn't just the game itself. The story of the game was the fight, or the pushing match, or the brawl, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, between LSU and South Carolina. Point guard for LSU, Flage, after having the ball stolen, clean steal, by the way, by Watkins from South Carolina. The point guard for South Carolina got a clean steal off Flage. And in frustration, Flage shoved Watkins in frustration. So after she shoved her, Cardoso, I believe I'm pronouncing her name right, Cardoso from South Carolina, then came through and she pushed Flage to the ground. Now, if y'all know Flage, she's a little small, little petite. I think Flage is an itty bitty thing. So it didn't really take much for Cardoso, who Cardoso looked like she about 6'3". That's a big girl.
You're right. Yeah.
She when she put hands on Flage went flying. Like, did you see how she hit the ground? Like when she pushed her, man,
she flew back.
She did. It didn't even look like that was all of her power that she used. Like, she pushed her, and the old girl hit the ground hard. After that happened, both teams, they benches cleared. Like, the benches cleared. Everybody was going at each other, and during all of that commotion, Flage's brother, who was in the stands, hops over the scorer's table, and then he comes to put hands on Cardoso, who pushed his sister down. Now, of course, he was immediately taken into custody, and he got arrested. So that needs to be said and stated. Overall, there was 6 players.
Can't blame him, though.
I do, but we're going to talk about that. 6 players overall got ejected, and they're all going to miss the first game of the NCAA tournament. Now, that's big. That's huge, because everybody knows this is the NCAA tournament that's about to start, and this is the road to the Final Four. This is the road to the championship. So to have that many players that's suspended and it's going to miss that game, it's going to impact one or both of these teams. After the game, Dawn Staley, the coach for South Carolina, she came out and issued a whole public apology about the whole situation. But
which I respect, which should have been done in the first place. I feel like any coach is going to retaliate like that. Like when it comes to their players or like different situations, they got to say something because they the coach.
It was a bad.
I would say something too, for real, if I was them. So
it was.
I go for the coaches.
I agree. It was a bad look, but let's get back to the actual event that happened itself. Between, first of all, who was wrong and who was right? Was there any wrong and was there any right in your eyes the way this happened? Because just recapping the steps of what happened, Flau'jae got the ball stolen from her. It was a clean steal. Old girl, after stealing the ball, her teammate got up in Flau'jae's face like, yeah. And Flau'jae got hot and pushed her. After she pushed her, here come Big Cordoso like, nah, you ain't finna just push my teammate and push Flau'jae to the ground. Then the brother comes in and all hell breaks loose. So what's your take on all of that, TZ?
It's just people coming to the aid of their teammates. I mean, we see it every day in the NBA. It's the same retaliation. You push my teammate, I'm going to come after you because you just push my teammate. Then the other team, like, you just push him, so I'm about to come. And the scuffle right there. Then the bench is just wild. Everybody in the stands yelling. They don't know what to do. Like, it's the same scenario really for both women and for guys. So
I agree with you. Like, it's
just unfortunate.
It is unfortunate for a lot of reasons. Primarily, for one reason, LSU already has a reputation of being thugged out. Like, people already, ever since the whole Caitlin Clark situation last year with Angel doing the whole hand gesture in her face, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way about LSU, not just Angel, but about LSU as a team. And so online, a lot of the fans was like,
they popping.
Yeah, exactly. And so they was kind of calling the girls thugged out, they ratchet, they this, they that, they hood, they ghetto. And so they already had that stigma. South Carolina, with Dawn Staley as the coach, and of course, South Carolina team, predominantly black females on the team as well, they kind of get hit with that same stigma, just like a lot of our sisters do. So I think this was really unfortunate in that, of course, all of the sports networks, they're going to show this over and over and over again. So they're going to keep showing images of these sisters going at each other. And then the brother jumps over the scorer's table, Flau'jae's brother, over the scorer's table, runs onto the court, and then puts hands on a woman. Like, that's not a good look, and especially in Women's History Month. That's a horrible look. It's a nationally televised game. You got all of these people watching. You got critics in the stands. You got people who already think that your sister and her team is ghetto, and you already know what the image is of black men in this country. So for them to show a black man jumping over the stand, coming to put his hands on a woman during a female basketball game, it's just a bad look. For Flau'jae to even, bump the girl for getting up in her face, I can kind of see that a little bit. If anything, the girl should have got a tech for getting in Flau'jae's face. That should have been a technical, because you don't taunt nobody like that. That's just not a part of the game that they're trying to make it. The league and the commissioners for college sports, they're trying to do away with all that stuff. So to allow that to happen, and then immediately for Flau'jae to push her, that just looked bad. And then when Cordoso came and knocked Flau'jae down, it was on and popping. It was just on. But it's just overall a bad look, especially again for the brother. Because I try to put myself in his shoes, because we was talking before the show started, and we was like, okay, if that was your sister, how would this go down? I got two sisters, and I'm looking at it like, if my sisters are having a disagreement or a scuffle with their coworkers or people they work with or whatever, me as a man, I know my limits. You know what I'm saying? I know I can't just get in there and start putting hands on people. Now, if my sister getting jumped and they getting the best of my sister and it's a few of them ganging up on her, then that's a different story. But Flau'jae had her whole team there with her. The whole LSU team, the whole squad had cleared their bench. They was there. The situation was controlled. It did not have to get to where you hopping over, scores tables trying to get to a woman. Like, and then the woman was bigger than him. It just looked weird. Like, he get up there, he try to put hands on her. She ain't even feel it. Like when it happened, she didn't even turn back to look and see who it was. It's almost like she ain't even feel the nudge. So he just ended up making himself look foolish and then gets arrested on top of that. It's a bad look all around. Women's History Month, we did not want something like this to be the main story of the game, but that's all people talking about right now. But it's a shame. It's really a shame
because they never backing down though.
They not, and they tough. Both teams.
It emphasizes the women's history.
Yeah, this definitely is. Then this was history that was being made. Maybe not good history, but it was still history that was being made. And both of these teams are tough. They both have tough coaches. They both have tough players, and they're both two of the elite teams. I'm hoping that when the seeding starts, I hope they both end up in the same bracket so that they can have to play against each other to get to a Final Four or to get to an Elite Eight. I would love to see that, maybe without all of the hands, but I do want to kind of see them two get it on. And they brought a lot of attention to women's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like me, people that I know, didn't know much about women's basketball. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Up until maybe last year when Angel Reese and Caitlin started doing their thing and started bringing attention to the sport, I wasn't really that much interested in it, and neither was most guys that I know. But now that you got our attention on it, this is not the kind of attention that you want to bring to the sport. But
it's elevating. The women's game elevating now more. It's bringing more attention brought to them because of the players they have now and what they want to do moving forward, and it's bringing a lot of attention to them.
A lot. And the women's game is very fundamentally sound. I do notice that about the game. It's a lot of fundamentals in women's basketball because they don't really have all the athleticism that the men have. So you don't get all of the flashy highlights that you get with the men. But you do see some sharp cuts. You do see some beautiful beautiful pick and rolls. I see great zone defense. I see like really good fundamentals. And I just hope that this continues to propel the women's sport in the right direction. So outside of the brawl and all of that, it was still a good game. Congratulations to South Carolina for going undefeated once again for their second consecutive season. So salute to them. Also salute to LSU. They had a very successful season. They are the defending champions, and they're going back to the tournament again. So y'all just lay around for that and continue to support the women. Support women's basketball because they are starting.
It's crazy. The game before that they won by a buzzer beater, and it's the tall girl, the same girl.
Yeah, the same one, Cordoso. Yeah, the same one, buzzer beater to preserve their perfect season. So there's a lot of parity. There's a lot of good stories that's happening in women's basketball. So here at the Time Zone, we support Women's History Month. We support women's sports. We support sports in general. So if it's a good game, I'm going to watch it. If it's a quality product, I'm going to watch it. So definitely salute to the ladies and so unfortunate events that took place, but I hope everybody learned from it and that we can all move on to the next episode on that. So salute to them. Let's shift gears real quick. We're going to shift gears from women's college basketball over to the professional men's NFL football league. There was a lot of moves going on today. You was texting me earlier.
They trying to make it happen with all these teams and these players, and some of these teams is like, and the players like, why would you go there now, Derek? It's probably the money, which can't be mad at, but it's the teams. But some of them teams not gonna do it. They not gonna cut it.
They not. The front offices have been real busy. Like these general managers, these GMs over the last week or so, these boys has been burning up them phone lines. They making deals, they getting it done. The first notable big deal that we're going to talk about is the Russell Wilson to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we were just talking about Russell last week. We were talking about him at great length, talking about the different teams that he could possibly go to. Did we see him in Atlanta? Did we see him, wherever he would end up? But it turns out that the Pittsburgh Steelers are the team for him. That's the team that went ahead and signed him.
Which is a team nobody expected, guaranteed. Nobody expected him to go to Pittsburgh.
I definitely didn't see that. I didn't see him going to Pittsburgh. I mean, it's a good fit. I like it for Russell, mainly because of Coach Tomlin. And I feel like Coach Tomlin is going to use Russell's strengths a lot better than Sean Payton did in Denver.
Oh, for sure. There's two different coaches.
Yeah, two different cultures, two different coaches. I think Tomlin is going to let Russell open it up a little bit. He's going to let him throw the deep ball a little bit more. I think he'll spread and stretch out the offense. Well, more than was it Mason Rudolph and who's the other quarterback they had? And Pickett.
Which I'm hearing they saying right now is they're going to have them duel against each other and see who can fight for that first QB spot. Because they're not saying Russell Wilson guaranteed to start right now, which is crazy. Kenny Pickett ain't doing it for me.
I don't see Kenny Pickett beating Russell Wilson out in no pre-camp. I don't see that happening. I mean, I like it though because it forces Russell to not just walk in there and think this is just a ready-made job for you. He's gonna have to work.
TimeZone fans feel the same way. Which y'all think? Let us know. Because I don't feel it either.
I'm glad that they did pick him up. I like the coach for him. And also I like it for the Steelers as well because they got a Super Bowl winning quarterback for dirt cheap. Like they got him for it was like 1 point something million. But that's crazy. But remember that Denver still has to pay Russell a lot of that guaranteed money. Mm-hmm. So Russell was willing to take a discount for whoever he signed to because he's still getting all that money on the back end from Denver. So if Denver is going to pay the bulk of that, then yeah, Pittsburgh jumped on that. They like, oh yeah, we can get him cheap. And on top of that, he's a Super Bowl experienced quarterback. You got a Super Bowl coach with Tomlin. I just think this is a match made in heaven for both parties, and I like it for both teams, for both Russell and Pittsburgh.
I agree. I like that move too.
Yeah, excellent move. Next move that I also want to talk about. Now, this one I definitely didn't see coming. I did not see this one coming
what you got?
At all. Saquon Barkley signing with the Philadelphia Eagles. What?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. He stayed in the same division. He's in the same division. And man, I know New York Giants fans are. Hey, Kev, I know you watching, boy.
Oh, y'all had that money. Y'all should have paid that man.
Y'all tried to lowball that man. And a lot of Giants fans were saying, "Oh, Saquon is stupid. He should have took that offer. Ain't nobody finna give him that kind of money." Well, look who did. Look who in
Philadelphia.
Philly. And Philly would love nothing more than to take Saquon into New York and run the ball down their throats with him. I like this deal. This is a good move for the Eagles. I think, honestly, this is probably one of their best moves that they made in a while. Now they have a true playmaker at the running back position who can run the ball. He can run on the edges. He's a sideline runner, and he can also go up the middle, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield, a la Christian McCaffrey. He's that kind of guy. Plus, he's still in his prime right now. Philly has a great O-line. Their O-line, was it last year? They had a top 3 offensive line for the Rush last year. And you put Saquon behind that O-line? Oh, my goodness. This is going to be a match made in heaven. I know I said that about the last topic, but no, this is the one right here. How do you see this working out with Saquon with the Philly Eagles?
I feel like it gives Jalen Hurts a lot more options to play throughout of, because he still have a receiving core with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, and you got Goddard, and it's a lot of options on how Jalen Hurts can play it.
Oh man,
with those guys. So we'll see how the chemistry kind of unfolds when they start to play and when the season starts. So
I'm with you.
See, still none the Chiefs can't handle. See what I'm saying?
Well, thankfully, the Chiefs are in the AFC, so they may not have to face them until they make it to the big dance if they get that far.
I'm just saying overall when we play them.
I'm with you. I agree also that it gives Jalen Hurts a lot of weapons. It gives him that it opens up that RPO option, that run pass option.
Now that's gonna be tough to guard.
That's gonna be crazy. Imagine Jalen Hurts running a play action fake to what he's got Saquon Barkley behind him now, where the defense has to account for him. They can't just load up the box and then try to keep Jalen Hurts in the box. They can't do that no more. Defenses have to respect and honor Saquon. So Jalen Hurts to run a play action and then run a bootleg coming the other direction where the entire defense is focused on Saquon, Jalen is going to have a field day. If he executes and uses the weapons, and this is, again, on Sirianni and offensive coordinator for Philly to be able to call the right plays and use Saquon the right way. But if they do, man, AJ Brown is going to have single coverage outside. Jalen Hurts is going to have open running lanes and throwing lanes. And Barkley is just going to be able to get loose and do what he does. I like this. And I might go out on a limb and say that the Eagles are now the favorites in the NFC just with this move right here. Because they were already a perennial NFC threat. And now you add Saquon Barkley. Man, I'm just honestly
can't be mad at it.
I ain't mad. I'm just glad the Cowboys ain't get him. Because I know
the Cowboys need somebody.
I thought the Cowboys was going to try to make a strong bid for him, but nope. Philly got him, and that's your rivals, and they're probably going to run Saquon all over you Cowboys. So y'all ain't around for that. I had to throw a little
That's tough.
a little jab at them Cowboy fans out there. Stay out of my inbox, Cowboy fans. Take that. That's what y'all get. Y'all should have made an offer for Saquon, and then y'all could have been on the happy end of this deal.
But y'all Cowboys fans, this year coming up is redemption. Try to do something, make some noise. Try to be around when it's time to go to the. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for real, fam. Because all of that drama,
that first game.
All the drama that the Cowboys had in this offseason, all the drama with CeeDee Lamb mama tweeting about Dak is trash, and then you got Micah Parsons said it tweets out. It's a shit show right now going on in for the Cowboys. So y'all, hopefully, for y'all's sake, y'all pull off some kind of move and y'all get that redemption that TZD is talking about. But yeah, the Giants and y'all let go of Saquon Barkley, but the Giants did make a pickup. They did sign Singletary, the running back from who just left from Houston. That one shocked me a little bit too, because number one, the Giants have a trash O-line. But why would you go get a running back when you have a trash O-line? The only thing I can think of is Singletary is really good at breaking tackles. He's that kind of running back that he can break tackles, and it takes more than one person to wrap him up. You're not just going to get him down with one person. So
he's kind of tough in the open field too. Once he gets around those defenders, that's where it's kind of hard to stop him at sometimes in that open field when he gets some momentum going.
So that's great. That's a good pickup for the Giants in that regard. If you're going to get a running back, you might as well get a running back that can break some tackles and get to the open field if your offensive line is that bad. And their O-line is bad. So with their O-line being that bad, Singletary is probably the perfect running back for that. I know they're not done. They're probably going to have to go running back by committee because one person is not going to replace a Saquon Barkley. One running back ain't gonna do it. So they might have to go on and pick up our next one, or somebody else have to come in there. They'll have to go and sign another running back or somebody else. They still need a lot more weapons also. Like, who's their quarterback gonna be? They still ain't answered that question yet. We still don't know who the Giants quarterback gonna be. Their wide receivers leave a lot to be desired. Their defense.
So what they play with, like 2-3 backups the whole year, like just switching them back and forth. It's crazy.
It was musical quarterbacks. They was playing musical quarterbacks like all year. Like this week is Daniel Jones. This week is DeVito. This week is back to Jones. This week it's Sherlock Holmes. This week is going to be the Pink Panther. Next week it's going to be Donald Trump. It's like, who knows? They got a different running back every week. They don't know who going to be back there. So all I'm saying is, y'all got a lot of work to do in New York. Y'all got to get to it. That was a good signing up. You picked up a good running back, but there's a lot more work to be done in New York. Next deal that was a big one also that I saw come through on the ticker, the Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks re-signed Baker Mayfield. And to be honest with you, I saw this one coming. Like I was telling you, once they re-signed Mike Evans, when I saw that they re-signed Mike Evans, especially at the stage of his career and the age that Mike Evans is, I knew Baker was coming back. Like, because he's been co-signing Baker all year.
They still want to have that veteran presence around the team. You know what I'm saying? People they can account for. Because Mike Evans is still one of them. To me,
he is,
especially when it's come down to tough catch making.
Yeah,
he can get open too as well. So
yeah, definitely
on that re-sign.
Definitely he's a top 10 receiver in the league still right now, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of people don't have him that high, but he's still that guy. From what I saw him do last season at the stage of his career he's definitely still a top 10. And then even with Baker got that team to the playoffs when many people didn't think he could do it. So all in all, that division is winnable. Like we was talking about with Big Ty last week, their division is not that great. Like it's a wide open division. I can
really any team could win that division.
Any one of them. I could easily see the Bucks winning that division. I could easily see them getting back to the playoffs again. I could see them going a little bit further than where they got last time, but it's wide open. So re-signing Baker Mayfield was a good move. And also re-signing Mike Evans was a good move too. So yours truly and TZD are both in agreement with that was a really good pickup. Now, there's also a lot of other notable NFL moves that took place that we'll get into a little bit later. But that gives us a lot to kind of sit down and think about. Justin Fields is still out there, by the way. I look for him to most likely get picked up by somebody or the Bears to do something with him in the next coming week or so. Because with all of these moves happening and he's still sitting there, something's got to happen with him soon. They made it clear that they're not going to bring him back. Minnesota looks like the best.
Minnesota is wide open.
That's right. Because
that move, Chicago.
Kirk Cousins just signed with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
So Minnesota, y'all need to be on the phone with the Bears right now. If y'all
with good receivers as well, you might as well.
I agree.
Nice receivers and a running back.
They do. That would be a great move. As a matter of fact, I would love to see that happen. And I'm almost starting to think now, if this doesn't happen, if he don't end up in Minnesota, and if he's still sitting in a Bears uniform, I'm almost inclined to believe that the Bears or somebody is putting out some bad press on Justin Fields, because I would have thought a deal would have been done for him by now. Yeah. But because it hasn't, it makes me wonder if there's some chatter or some talk behind the scenes that's discouraging teams from making a move for him. So I'm going to keep my eye on that too, but I want to see Minnesota jump in there and pull that off, and hopefully they can. So we'll see what happens with that. Shifting gears now from the
sport right here.
You already know.
All the money happens, all the magic happens right here.
All the magic comes through here. This is where TZD he perks up a little bit on this part right here. This is where TZD, he comes through. You know, whatever the strain is that's in the air, this is where that strain actually starts to come to fruition. So first off, with the NBA game review, I'm going to get this one out the way quick because I don't want to dwell on it too much, but my Heat have been very disappointing as of late. And it culminated last night in a loss to the Wizards. Now, we did lose by 2 points, but who cares? It's the Wizards. You lose to the Washington Wizards at home. We were at home and lost to the Wizards. Jimmy Butler led the team with 23 points. That not going to make it, Jimmy. This time of year, Jimmy, you need to be in the 30s right now. You need to
Talk to it.
Yo, you need to be doing some Dame Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo type numbers. But 23 points against the Wizards who play no defense, that is atrocious. That not going to make it. So, no, I'm not happy with that. Number two, I don't want to overreact, but I'm going to overreact right here. Playing down to the level of your competition at this time of the season is not a good recipe. That's horrible. All of the best teams in the league right now are playing their best basketball right now. All of the teams that are in the upper echelon, that are playoff teams, are making strong pushes right now. And for us to come out there and allow Kyle Kuzma to drop 32 points on us in our building, 32 points. Kyle Kuzma on our defense, which is supposed to be one of the best defenses in the league. Our zone is supposed to be one of the best zones that's ever been created in basketball, and you let Kyle Kuzma walk in there and score 32 points on you in your own building. That's unacceptable. It's horrible. That's not something that's going to be fixed with what's his name? Jesus. Tyler Hero coming back. That's not going to be fixed. Tyler ain't going to fix that. Tyler don't even play defense. So for y'all to think, and I'm talking to Heat Nation right now. I'm talking to all the Heat fans that I see in all of the sports group. I'm the biggest Heat fan that you're going to find. But I'm going to keep it a buck. Tyler Hero is not going to fix this problem. Everybody talking about if Tyler was there, this would have. Nah, Tyler ain't going to fix this. This problem is it's inside the locker room. Something is going on, and we're not taking these teams seriously. We're not getting up for these games. Bam Adebayo is missing little bunnies in the paint. Bam is only giving us 16 points. 16 points. 16 points against the Wizards. I don't care if you got 16 rebounds. Yeah, you got 16 rebounds, but I don't care about that. You get only 16 points, and you're missing points in the paint. Easy bunnies when you got Kyle Kuzma guarding you. What is this, Bam? What is this, Jimmy? What is this, Coach Spo? What is going on? I don't like what I see. Y'all better get this together.
Yeah.
We got lucky because a lot of the other teams in that 4, 5, 6 on the East, that 4, they lost 2. So we got lucky that we only slipped down to the 8 seed, and we're still within range to still get in that 6. But this is not going to work, and I'm not feeling this. And I'm telling you, if this is the way we going into the playoffs, I don't care about last year. I don't care about the fact that we went from a play-in all the way to the finals. That ain't going to happen this year. Not losing to the Wizards like that. That ain't going to happen. So I don't like what I see, and we need to get it together, or else we're going to be a quick out. We're going to get in a play-in, and then we're going to play ourselves out of the play-in. So we need to get it together. That's all I got.
Y'all going to be in Cancun. Y'all going to be in Cancun early.
TZD texted me. He texted me last night like, man, y'all lost to the Wizards? Man, that's tough.
Got the crib, too. That's so tough.
I couldn't even say nothing but like, man, like, yeah.
The score, like, y'all can't at least be up 10 right now. Like, what's up?
That was an opportunity. In the game,
Jordan Poole all that confidence.
The game was close the whole game. And as I'm watching this game, I'm saying to myself, we playing a dangerous game. The game is too close. Why is the game this close? Then these boys come back and then they take the lead on us, and they never gave up the lead after that. Then we were playing catch up in the fourth quarter, trying to catch back up to them. That's horrible. That's unacceptable. We cannot lose to teams like the Wizards. We cannot. Then we got to turn around and we got our next game against Denver. Are you kidding me? This is not a fun. We need to get it together real quick. We need to put.
Hey, that's so tough. All right, that's so tough. Watch I beat Denver though. See what I'm saying? Like
that's the crazy thing. We'll lose to the Wizards, and then we'll turn around and beat Denver. And then all of a sudden, Heat Nation is gonna be like, "See, I told y'all, yeah, we good. We're gonna start pounding our. I still ain't gonna pound our chest because we shouldn't have lost to them. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. I don't want to see that. And until we start clicking, I want to see us string together like 3 or 4 or 5 wins in a row. Let us slide back up into that 5-6 seed again. Then I'll start feeling confident once again. But until then, don't come at me with none of that foolishness. I don't want to hear about Tyler. I don't want to hear about Spo. I don't want to hear about none of that until we start winning some games. Next topic.
Let him know.
I had to get that off my chest. I was holding that in.
Yeah, I feel you.
Man,
gotta get on your team, man.
Got to. And I don't care how our fellow fans feel about that. Watch, I'm gonna start getting some emails and some messages about I'm a fake Heat fan, and I don't care what y'all say. I've been a Heat fan since the team was initiated, so can't nobody tell me nothing. Anyway, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, sir.
The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Clippers 124-117. This was a good game. Yo, Giannis, I gotta keep it 100. Giannis dropped 34 and 10 rebounds. Dame had 35 and 11 assists. The Bucks look good. Y'all boys look really, really good, TZD. Both of the stars had great games. Now, I will say this before I let you take over on this one. I will say this. The defense is still lacking a bit. Y'all gave up 117 points to a team that just played a game the night before without their best player. How do they manage to give up 117 points to a team like that? I don't know. But the most important thing is that the Bucks won. I think that y'all's game plan at this point, because this is the end of the season, it's too late to fix defense. I think y'all at this point are just going to try to outscore everybody. That's what it looks like to me. But y'all look good overall, so I got to give you your props, and I'll let you go ahead. How do you feel about that win against the Clips, and what does that say to you about
First of all, that was a win. That was a game we had to win. Which I said to myself, like, we got to win. We just came off two losses. Not winning, not losing 3 straight. Come on now. Especially with players that's out.
Yeah, good point.
Our defense actually has been pretty good lately. Like, we made a lot of strides. Like, we've been getting good stops. We've been coming out with intensity. We've been communicating. So I'm okay with the defense right now. This is a game where it's predictable because we don't know. Without their best players, we don't know who's going to get off. So it's like, we might as well let them get off then. Norman Powell and Bones Highland and players like that. And it's just Zubox. Like, y'all go ahead and get y'all. We know you ain't got y'all star players. So we're going to go ahead and take this dub, move on. And defense going to keep building. So I'm not worried.
How about your boy Malik Beasley? 17 points on 6 of 11. Yo, he did his thing
against the Lakers. He couldn't hit one. I'm like, come on, Bees. Good looks too. Wide open looks, or you know what I'm saying, slightly contested, but
he showed up.
This game, he gonna hit a couple this game for sure.
He showed up. Y'all didn't really need much from your bench, but I'm a little concerned about your bench. Gallinari, he only gave y'all 3 points. Portis, he did give you 11 with 8 rebounds. So he's that gem.
Portis gonna come out and show out.
He's gonna do his thing. Pat Bev,
he's learning the system, trying to get back. He hasn't played in a while, so that's probably one reason too. But he's a sleeper though. Don't sleep on Gallinari. He can come in here big shots or huge plays. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And if he gets hot, confidence, he can get it going. If he gets hot, he can start knocking them down.
He's a dark horse for us.
He is.
Still love Pat. Still believe in Portis. Now Lopez, I will say Lopez. Lopez, let me get on you for a
Go
second.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lopez.
I like the
Lopez,
defense.
7 points and 6
I like
rebounds,
the
having
defense.
had
I need more points,
31
man.
minutes.
I need more consistency. I see the defense. You a threat on the 3-point line. I just need more consistency out of you just with that. Learn the defense without fouling. We can control that. Defensive player of the year, give it to him. Because he's in the mix every time, making huge blocks, huge plays. You know what I'm saying? He's there. So just more consistency, Lopez. We need it. We need it.
Because 31 minutes and you only put up 7 points and 6
The last
rebounds.
two games, offensively have not been good.
Nah, Guan, make it. Yo, but in his defense, he didn't really need to do much. When you got Dame Dollar dropping 35 and Giannis dropping 34, both guys having double doubles, you don't really need much from nobody else. But when the playoffs start, you gotta have your role players. Though your role players gotta play their roles. So y'all can get away with this right now. But when the playoffs start, y'all want to tighten that up.
The sense of action I'm seeing, like them running, is a high pick and roll with him and Dame, which is tough. And then you got Giannis playing off of that, which then opens lanes for our shooters like Beasley and Pat and Portis, like that. So I like them running that every time just to see what they can get out of it, because Giannis and Dame, they're starting to learn how to play off each other and know where each of their spots are and how they want the ball and stuff like that. So I've been peeping that lately as the games are moving and progressing. They're going right to that pick and roll, which is something I hope for since the beginning of the season, which is something Griff was supposed to be doing with them boys, but couldn't get it right.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Got you seeing something now with that, and it's giving Dame more confidence and Giannis as well to play with each other.
I did notice that they are starting to play with a little more confidence, and they're starting to play off each other a little bit better. Like they're learning each other's hot spots. They're learning where each other wants the ball, where they like to get the ball, where they want to operate. So it is starting to come together. And this is, I mean, they've been together all season long. So I would expect by now that it is starting to click. And this is the perfect time for it to start clicking.
Still got 22 more games. Let's keep building.
Yeah, still plenty of time left. Plenty of time. Y'all look good. Both of your Pats, Pat Bev, Pat Connaughton. You know, I look for them to be really big pieces for you guys in the playoffs as that starts up.
Pat Bev, he's gonna bring that intensity. Him and Portis and Giannis are that intensity, that fight, that dog action, that, you know what I'm saying, we coming at y'all. Get on the team, stuff like that. That's what we need. Accountability for each other.
Very much so. Gotta be accountable, and Pat will bring that to the team. So again, shout out to the Bucks. Y'all look really good right now. I can't even hate. I can't even talk. So I'm just gonna give you boys y'all credit. Y'all look definitely like y'all are locked in to that top 3. I don't see y'all falling.
That second seed for sure.
Yeah, I don't see y'all falling out of the top 3. I don't see none of the top 3 teams falling off in the East. So that should be really big for you guys going forward. Moving on, the Los Angeles Lakers. We've been talking a lot about them in the last couple of weeks, but the Lakers, they just beat Minnesota Timberwolves 120-109. And with that win, that caps off 3 of their last 4 games they have won now. And it's all against good teams. It's not like the Lakers are beating up some scrubs. They're beating really good teams. Those 3 teams they just beat, including the Minnesota Timberwolves, your Milwaukee Bucks, and then the OKC Thunder. All of these teams are like top teams in their conferences. So with these 3 wins, that moves the Lakers up to the 9th spot. I think the last time we were talking, the Lakers were like in a 10 or 11th spot. They were way down there, but that just shows you how hard the West is. Even with winning those games, they still are barely at the 9th spot. But they
didn't pass my Warriors. Now we didn't drop to 10. We were just 9. Now we 10.
Yeah, they flip-flop because the Lakers were 10 and the Warriors were 9. Now it's done switched up. So the Lakers, man, they're one of those teams where you can't really count them out. If they get into the play-in tournament, they're just as good as what the Miami Heat were last year, where they could take it all away. Like, because I think they did. Didn't the Lakers? They were a play-in team last year, and they ended up getting all the way to the Western Finals. So you don't want to ever doubt a team that has LeBron and AD on it. Anthony Davis, let's look at this stat line, yo. It's crazy. 27 points, 25 rebounds.
Hey, as a Lakers fans, he getting that if Gobert down there. Now I know Gobert, he's a kid, but he not getting 23 rebounds with Gobert down there. And Towns,
yeah.
I can see like his normal 13, 12, like that.
Good point. Good point.
But you can't be mad because that's what you're supposed to punish because nobody's down there. So you can't be mad at him for that.
So they did what there's, and that's a good point that you just made because Gobert nor Carl Anthony played in that game. So Davis,
how many he had when they just played the Kings against Sabonis or Brook Lopez and Giannis down there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a difference, but can't be mad at it. You got to take advantage of those.
But yeah, you're right. He did what he was supposed to do. 27 and 25. You know, we can't sneeze at that. LeBron does what LeBron does. 29 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. He's flirting with a triple double again at this age of his life. He's still doing what he's supposed to do. D'Angelo Russell, 13 points. He chipped in. Austin Reeves, 19 points with 6 rebounds. I mean, across the board, it looks like all of their starters for the Lakers are locked in now. They understand the assignment. They understand where they are in the standings, and they know what they got to do to get up in the standings. And they're just doing what they do. Like, that's why
LeBron's not really handling the ball to like the fourth quarter. Right now, I've been seeing it's been D'Lo or Reeves like really handling the ball every possession. Like, so
that's smart.
That's
real
LeBron
smart.
some time to catch his breath, get energy, and then he's like, give me the ball in the fourth.
Yeah,
that's when I can play making, have the ball in my hands more.
When it matters the most, that's when you see LeBron, and that's kind of smart. I don't know if that's him or if that's Darvin Ham making that decision. More than likely, it's LeBron saying like, "Look, I'm gonna let y'all boys run the offense. Then in the fourth quarter, I'll go ahead and I'll run the point," which is smart because, like you said, it allows him to save and conserve his energy for the fourth quarter, for when he really, really, really need him to be LeBron. So
Lakers been playing some nice ball. I can't even lie.
Yeah, I can't lie either. I'm real happy to see that what they're doing, because I've been known to throw some jabs at the Lakers here and there too. People, Laker fans been getting at me too. But
me too. I have my moments when I troll them.
They're easy to troll because they fans. It be y'all fans. See, it's not even the team that I be wanting to get on. It be y'all fans. I don't dislike the Cowboys. It's your fans. I don't dislike the Lakers. It's the fans. Y'all do this to yourselves. So we have to come out here and we gotta kind of give y'all a little slap on the wrist every now and then. And to be fair, when y'all play well, we keep it funky. We let y'all know, okay, y'all doing your thing. Y'all are playing well, and I give credit where it's due. So salute to the Lakers. Shout out to the Lakers for moving on up. I don't know what this means for your Golden State Warriors. Are you concerned about
that? We coming for that 9 spot. We might catch that 8. We get hot the last 10 games, and we get Steph back. Please.
That's right, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. So we got a lot of basketball left. There's still 22 games left in the season. So there's still, and this is where it gets for real, because these are the games that determine where you're going to be seated. These are the games that determine whether you get into the playoffs or not. So I expect this part of the season to really, really turn up. And I think it's going to be some real good games. So we all just got to really pay attention to what's going on.
It's already been some good games, like a lot of good matchups. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely has, as always. So, yeah. So that's pretty much the whole spectrum of sports over the span of the last week or so that we're going to cover. There's going to be a lot more that we're going to get into. Y'all check us out next week because we're going to have a lot to cover next week. Also with the NCAA tournament starting up.
So get them brackets ready.
Get them brackets ready.
Out there, get y'all brackets ready. We want to see what y'all talking about. What's going on?
Yeah, we're gonna have our brackets
I'm
for
putting
y'all
my
too.
basketball mind together. I'm about to see something.
I'm looking forward
Perfect
to
bracket year,
it.
which never is gonna happen, which is crazy.
Championship week in NCAA. So they finalizing the seedings here. So y'all just really, really get them brackets ready. We're gonna have our brackets ready and locked and loaded for y'all next week. But for right now, y'all know, like we always do about this time of the show, we're gonna get into the history moment of the week.
With some good history, talk to me. Let me
This
know.
is a good one.
What's good? What's good?
I dug deep for you. I dug deep for this one because this is a good one. Now, on this day, this day in sports history, in 1982, what happened in 1982 on this day? Your Detroit Pistons.
Okay, 313.
313, stand up. What up, though? Shout out to you, Meech. Shout out to Big T. Shout out to BMF because I just got through watching episode 2. All of that. Little Meech, Big Meech, all y'all boys. Shout out to y'all. But on this day in 1982, in the Detroit Pistons beat the Chicago Bulls. Hear this out.
We beat MJ?
By a score. Well, hold on. MJ came in 83, I believe. This was 82. This was the year before. So pump your brakes a little bit. Hold on now. But still, they beat the Chicago Bulls by a score. Check out this score. 152 to 144. 150. I'm going to say it again. In 1982, the Detroit Pistons on this very day beat the Chicago Bulls 152 to 144. And that ain't even the whole the part of the history I want to get to. The part of the history I want to get to on that game is the Detroit Pistons in that game as a team had 20 block shots. 20 block shots as a team. Do you know that's basically like saying everybody on the team had at least 3 blocks?
Right.
That's crazy. And that also set a record. That's an NBA record to this day that hasn't been broken. 20 block shots by a team set by the Detroit Pistons in 1982. So if any of y'all got sports trivia and you want to stump somebody, ask them what team has the most block shots in a single game. And that would be the 1982 Detroit Pistons against the Chicago Bulls.
That's wild.
Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. I told you I had a good history moment for you. Also, shout out again to the D. What up, though, everybody? Also, on this day, Anthony Davis turned 31 years old. It's Anthony Davis' birthday. Happy B-Day, AD. Unibrow. Salute to AD. I know AD is from Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. He's from the Chi-Town. So shout out to everybody in the Chi. And also salute to Anthony Davis celebrating his 31st birthday today. Maybe them 27 rebounds was just a preparation, an early prep for his birthday. Maybe he was feeling birthday vibes, dropping 25 and 27. But yeah, AD, that was huge. And happy birthday to you and to your family. Y'all enjoy this day. Now,
2 minutes.
2 minutes. What's on that? We're going to run through the 2-minute drill within 2 minutes, see if we can get it done. All right. This is, again, Women's History Month. So I want to send a special shout out to the U.S. Women's Soccer Gold Cup team in their win over Brazil. They beat Brazil 1-0 to win the Gold Cup. So shout out, salute, congratulations, the United States Women's Soccer team.
Yeah.
They don't get a lot of attention, a lot of credit, but on the time zone, we definitely going to give them some props. So shout out to y'all. Also, Sean O'Malley in the UFC welterweight title fight that took place Saturday defeated Marlon Vera to retain his welterweight championship. He won that fight by decision, even though it was not close. O'Malley was beating the brakes off of that boy from round 1 all the way to round 3. So salute to O'Malley. Picked up a big payday on that. So shout out to you. Francis Ngannou, the UFC boxer who went into, the UFC wrestler who went into boxing to fight against Anthony Joshua, actually took a L. Francis Ngannou got knocked out in the second round. And I mean, when I say knocked out, he was knocked out before he hit the floor. Like he got hit, and as he went down, he was already asleep. He was asleep before he hit the ground. And then when he hit the ground, his legs curled up and he was just out of there. So, you know, boxing fans are all happy and rejoicing because they didn't like the way Ngannou had took it to Tyson Fury in the fight before that. So the fact that Anthony Joshua was able to knock him out in the second round was huge for boxing. I still think Ngannou, you should stay in boxing. You still competitive. You still really good at the craft. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Get yourself another fight and get yourself another payday. So, but shout out to Anthony Joshua for winning that. Mac Jones traded to the Jags. How you feel about that? Do we even care?
No,
I know I don't.
I don't know.
It ain't even nothing to talk about. I don't even know why they got him, but they got him. The Jags now have a backup quarterback in Mac Jones. Chris Wilkins, the Miami Dolphins defensive tackle, just signed with the Raiders. Dolphins, what are you doing? What are you doing? How did you let him slip away? I know we're trying to save money because we got everybody else we're trying to sign, and y'all about to give Tua this big bag. I already know it's coming. But to let Wilkins go and walk, that was a big mistake. He was a big piece of our defensive front. He got us a lot of sacks. He got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And for him to be gone, that's a problem. So Dolphins, I don't know why y'all did that, but whatever. Ty Lue complained about the back-to-backs that his team had to endure. Just played the night before, and then less than 24 hours later had to play against the Lakers, and Kawhi Leonard sat out in that game. Do you blame him for that?
I don't know. It's 50-50.
I mean, everybody has to play back-to-backs. Not just
back-to-backs been going on this year. Now, I will say they moving forward within the next year, the league will take a look at that. I feel like they're going to change that.
I think they should.
Season, keep moving, keep chugging along.
Got to do it. I mean, Clippers ain't the only team doing back-to-backs. All the teams have back-to-backs. So, but I get what Tyler's coming from.
In LA, it's just the time. It's the timing.
That's the timing of it all.
Time. They had a back-to-back like a day. You know what I'm saying? After 24 hours, it would be different. So
I'm with you on that.
In California at the time.
Time zone difference is crazy, and this is the sports time zone, so they need to address that time zone situation. All right. Charlotte Hornets at the Detroit Pistons. Who you got?
I got Detroit.
I'm going Detroit with that one, too. I'm going with the D. What up, though? Phoenix Suns at the Cleveland Cavs. I believe Donovan Mitchell may be getting ready to come back. Who do you like in that one?
I'm going Suns. There's no Mitchell. They're still missing some guys tonight. Suns need this game. I'm going to go Suns.
Yeah, Suns need it. They're on the road. I'm going Phoenix also. Dallas at Chicago Bulls. Who you got?
I'm going Dallas.
I don't know. I like Dallas, but I think the Bulls might actually win this one at home. I don't know. Something's just giving me that energy and that vibe. So that's going to be my upset pick of the night. I like the Bulls to win at home against Dallas. Golden State Warriors at San Antonio. What's going to happen? This one is on NBA TV. Golden State Warriors. What's up with Steph? Is he playing?
Nope. He's still out. Hopefully, I'm assuming. I think he's gonna come back against the Lakers that primetime game.
I like the Spurs in this game. I don't. Yeah,
I'm mad at it. And Wemby playing. He didn't play last game, so
yeah. And Wemby looks good. Last time I seen, he looked good. Toronto Raptors at Denver Nuggets. Who you got?
Denver, so easy.
Easy pick. I got Denver Nuggets by a landslide. And last game on the slate, Boston Celtics at Portland. I got Boston. Who you got?
Boston.
Easy one.
Easy money.
Easy breezy. So there y'all have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our picks. That's our 2-minute drill. Probably went over a little bit, but that's all good. This is our show. We can do what we want to do. So it was a time zone. It was 4-minute drill. So we did that. But again, happy Women's Appreciation Month to all of the ladies out there that's watching,
all the women out there
and that's supporting us. Next episode, we will be having some good shows coming up for y'all. Y'all around for it. Thanks for the support. Continue to hit that. Tell them what to do,
Hit that
TZD.
like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We need all that. Let's do it. Time's only the biggest.
Y'all know it, and we're going to keep hitting y'all in the head over and over again so y'all recognize that. Y'all flood the comments, flood the views, flood the subscriptions, all of that. Yours truly, all the support. I'm yours truly, brother. I know him, see? And this is my cause, TZ.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know what it is. Holla at your boy, and we catch y'all next week. Salute.